I'm doing pop culture, entertainment, things like that. Also following Marilyn Manson, have been for quite a while now. And this is from Pop Topic, who says, big win for Marilyn Manson. They can't keep up the facade. And what I think they mean is, Evan Rachel Wood, Esmond Bianco, Ashley Morgan Smithline, whose case is now dismissed, put out their stories, their allegations, and things like that. And for a while, I guess people believed it. They're listening, ears open, but after a certain amount of time, it's like, well, what do we got here? Just pretty much what you're telling us happened now 13 years ago. And it doesn't seem to be sticking quite in the way they hoped it would, mainly because they've got zero physical, tangible evidence for anything. Pop Topic here, by the way, is very pro Johnny. They're from Australia, so I figured pretty interesting to see what they have to say. And it begins. In a major victory for musician Marilyn Manson, a federal judge in California recently dismissed a lawsuit brought against him by his ex-girlfriend Ashley Smithline. Now notice, most other publications say judge. They mention here it's a federal judge. It's just a detail, but it's important to let the reader know that it's a little more serious. And this judge is a little bit more credible than they might think, than just like a county court judge or a small town judge or something like that. He's federal. Let's let everyone know about it. Smithline had claimed that Manson R-worded her and emotionally abused her and that he was not satisfied with consensual sex. However, after her attorney withdrew from the case in October, Smithline failed to notify the court by the December 5th deadline whether she had hired a new attorney or would be representing herself. That would have been quite a show there if she represented herself. As a result, U.S. District Judge Fernando dismissed the case without prejudice, giving Smithline the opportunity to file the lawsuit again in the future, which I don't think she will, because in the future, she'll have the same evidence she has now, which is zero. Manson's attorneys have praised Smithline for dismissing her claims against the musician without seeking or receiving anything in return. In a statement to Insider, attorney Howard King said, "We thank and commend Ashley Smithline for dismissing her claims against Brian Warner without seeking or receiving anything in return." Insider reached out to Smithline for comment but did not receive a response. All right, because you know why? Insider isn't quite the best source to respond to. Smithline originally filed the lawsuit against Manson and his record company in June 2021, alleging sexual assault, sexual battery, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and unlawful imprisonment, as well as violations of the Bain Act and Trafficking Victims Protection Reauthorization Act. In her complaint, Smithline claimed that Manson, whose real name is Brian Warner, had contacted her frequently in the summer of 2010 when she was a model in Bangkok, Thailand, trying to recruit her for a film project. Unlawful imprisonment. How exactly did he pull that off? I guess you'll have to ask Ashley Smithline, but the case is dismissed, so don't really need to anymore. Despite the dismissal of the case, Manson has faced other accusations and legal challenges in recent months. In fact, Manson has accused actress Evan Rachel Wood and artist Ilma Gore of conspiring against him in a 3-year-long witch hunt in an attempt to destroy his career and legacy. Well, I'm not sure that's totally their goal. I mean, maybe they wanted to, but probably they just want to boost their name and get whatever money they can out of it, maybe hoping for a settlement outside of court or something to shut them up. Who knows? It's kind of unclear. I think, in a way, these allegations just come out. It's just something that these high-level actresses do. They're just like, I was abused, and they play victim. They want clout. They think it's going to elevate them in, the business, in certain social circles, things like that. I'm not sure they even have a real plan. I mean, Amber, in the end, I'm sure she wanted money out of it. I'm sure she wanted to be in the movies more and more and get more roles and things like that. But ultimately, I'm not sure she really had a plan in mind. I think she just kind of did it. Like a teenager steals something from a comic shop or something. They're not really thinking of some long-term plan. Like a shoplifter. Like, I'll keep stealing stuff and getting stuff for free. This will be cool. But there's no end game. You're just kind of doing it to get something. Anyway, that's my personal little opinion. I'm sure they had maybe things in the back of their mind they wanted to happen, but I think it's mostly just naive stupidity. Manson's legal team has filed a counter motion against an anti slap motion brought by Wood and Gore, claiming that they have worked together to find dirt on Manson and to remove evidence that is damning to Wood's case. Michael Meyer, Wood's former attorney, has even backed Manson's legal counsel. How come all these accusers always lose their attorneys? Happens every time. Could it be the attorneys know they don't have evidence? They don't have good cases? It's a lot of he said, she said stuff and gaming society? Probably. Meyer states that in an affidavit that she is a victim of Ashley Gore, aka Ilma Gore, Gore in parentheses, and Evan Rachel Wood's unauthorized and illegal use of my phone number on a forged FBI letter. There we have it. This letter, which was widely reported as being true at the time, has since been shown to be false and fraudulent. Despite this, Wood had attempted to use an anti-slap motion to have the letter and other evidence damning to Manson's case against her removed, of course. How shady. How unrespectable. Despite the efforts of Wood and Gore to discredit Manson and damage his reputation, it appears that their efforts have largely failed. The dismissal of Smithline's lawsuit is a significant win for Manson, and it remains to be seen whether Smithline will attempt to refile the case in the future. In the meantime, Manson can focus on his music and continue to challenge the accusations made against him by Wood and Gore. It's important to remember that all individuals, including celebrities and public figures, are innocent until proven guilty. Wow, look at that. You know what? I like Pop Topic. They don't always get it right. I've seen some clickbait. I've seen some rumors. But when they say stuff like this, they win points with me. So I could kind of forgive some of the clickbaity kind of stuff when they do stuff like this and say stuff like this, because this here is a pretty good article. While accusation of sexual assault and abuse should always be taken seriously, it is equally important to ensure that due process is followed and that individuals are not unfairly vilified without adequate evidence. Wow. Imagine a mainstream paper saying something like that. That's what should be written in every gosh darn article from Newsweek, NBC, CNN, the whole list, even Fox. I don't read Fox a lot, but I'm not even sure they say stuff like that. Right, also People. People doesn't say stuff like this. But don't quote me. Maybe they have here and there. I haven't seen it. Anyway, in this case, it appears that the legal system has upheld these principles and Manson is able to move forward with his career and his life. Unfortunately, a lot of damage has already been done. I mean, I guess he'll get over it at some point as long as the allegations stop. Just, it's frustrating. He didn't do nothing and his career took a hit. Same with Johnny. So it's frustrating. So we need more of the general public to agree with what's being said right here. Innocent until proven guilty. And in the past, it's hurt people too. Because like I said, when I was younger, I didn't think of evidence so much. It crossed my mind. Obviously, I knew there had to be evidence in court, but it wasn't the first thing I thought about. I mentioned Michael Jackson because that case is really famous. And at the time, I wasn't like hardcore evidence. I was like, ooh, listen to that. Ooh, that sounds bad. Ooh, Michael Jackson's weird. So, as like someone younger and a little more influenced and not caring as much, to be frank, I was just kind of like, maybe he did it. And now, well, whatever he's accused of, if there's no evidence, then sorry, gotta say, I'm not sure about that. Anyway, that's it for now. I wanted to kind of compare how Pop Topic, who I like, who's on Manson's side, reports as opposed to People, NBC, and the usual suspects. If you're not subscribed here, consider it. I'm doing entertainment, pop culture, things like that. If you don't subscribe, I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time.